Hello there. Hey, this is Lisa Redfern. This is Gingersnap, episode 57 of Gingersnap. What is Gingersnap? It's a conversation and a cookie with a creative Mainer. Today my creative Mainer is Tom Lunde, and he lives on Orr's Island, which now is actually just like sort of across the water from where I live now in South Harpswell, or West Harpswell.
You live in West
Yeah,
Harpswell.
I live in West Harpswell. I'm just figuring that out. So now we're in Tom's studio. He's a painter and a photographer. Who spent many years living and working in New York City, and has also spent many years up here.
32.
Yeah?
32 years.
32 years, that's amazing.
Going on 33.
This is an incredible house, and an incredible location to be a photographer and to be a painter. So what kind of stuff are you working on right now?
Well, I'm taking the lazy way out. I get up in the morning, and there's different kinds of light. Having been both a painter and a photographer, light to a photographer is their blood. It's everything. And to a painter, color is everything.
Yeah.
So you combine those two, and because of my location, the color is changing every minute. Usually photographers don't like midday light. It's kind of harsh and flat and all that sort of stuff. So my things are early in the morning, late in the afternoon. The one behind you right now is a study in blacks and tones that is actually, I started it about a week ago. So it's about 7 in the morning. 7 in the morning on June 21st. It's been light for 4 hours. So it's, I don't have to go anywhere. Part of what I'm doing is a study in color and shape. And because I'm on the tip of Orr's Island and I have the full Atlantic on one side and the American League Sound on the other, the light is constantly changing, whether it's through a sunrise or the sunset over West Harpswell. So my studio, and it's kind of hermit-like existence because you really don't have to go anywhere, other than to buy supplies and get food. And, things like that.
Well, I'm glad you do get out once in a while, because I met Tom at Frontier when we were doing a show down there, and that's how I found out about him. And when did you first come to Maine?
First time we came to Maine was in the winter of February of 1984, when I was asked by my sister to go and look at a house that nobody lived in 23 years. And it was a member of the Pabst family, or a branch of the Pabst family, the beer people. And so I came up cross-country skiing once and was driven to it by Sadie Mason.
You thought
I thought of her name. Sadie Mason, and she drove me up the driveway, and there was this old house, and there was the entire Atlantic Ocean with Ragged Island out in front of it. And I said, I'll buy it. It's just that simple. And they wanted to get it off the book, so it didn't cost a lot of money.
Right.
And it was full of Fiesta ware and 40s furniture, and everything from that period had not been touched. I even have a Life magazine, which is the second issue ever done. And it was just sitting on the coffee table when I got in the house.
Oh my gosh, that's sort of a dream scheme, a dream story of buying a house in Maine.
Well, yeah, the fact that I was living in New York, at that time I was design director of Newsweek magazine, so I was working 100 hours a week. And, it was a pretty brutal schedule. And I think I really wanted to get a place away, and this was so poignant because there was a pothole on Madison Avenue, and a breeze came up and threw some ripples across it, and I longed to be out of the city.
Wow.
So this is my answer to that, and my sister just delivered it. So that's that's how I got it.
That's kind of a cool little catalytic moment to have in New York City.
Yeah, it was amazing. And, I had the typical New York life. I had a loft in Soho that I had 2,000 square feet, and I fixed it up and all that sort of stuff. And by selling it a year and a half ago now, I don't really have to worry about paying the bills. So I get to paint all day long, and that's how I do it.
Lucky guy. How often do you get back to New York?
My son lives in Forest Hills, so I get down there maybe once a year.
That's it? Oh my gosh.
Well, I don't miss it. I mean, I was there 39 years. And New York, for all the excitement around it, it's a series of neighborhoods. And if you're in one neighborhood, you usually don't go to anywhere else. I was in Soho when it was really full of art. It started, the reason I was attracted to it was full of artists.
Right.
But by the time I left 2 years ago, it was nothing but, Diesel and Tiffany's and Chanel. They were all on my block. And no place to buy food other than Dean and DeLuca's for half a fortune. Luckily, we could get to Chinatown in 10 minutes. So it kind of saved that.
That does save you.
But I find the food culture up here fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Tao and Frontier, where, that's where we met you.
Right.
And, just going up to Damariscotta and getting oysters and going into Portland and trying a new place.
Yeah, there's a lot of great food.
I do not miss New York. Sorry.
That's okay. All right, do you know your first word by any chance? Or what do you think it might have been if you don't?
The first word when I was a kid?
Yeah, like when you were a kid.
Oh, I don't know. I would think tomato.
Really?
Something
Why?
like that.
Did you like tomatoes?
I was called Tommy Tomato for some reason. I think I like tomatoes.
Oh,
so
that's cute.
That's a story.
All right. Well, we're going to have cookies because my first word was cookie, and this is a cookie and a conversation with a creative Mainer. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to break off a little piece of each. Because this is a blueberry lemon, and this is what they call a campfire chocolate chip cookie. So just break a little bit off that. These are from When Pigs Fly in Freeport. They make unbelievable breads, cookies, jams, old-fashioned pretzels. If you haven't been to When Pigs Fly, I highly recommend it. And I love anything with blueberry in it.
These are really good. I'm gonna have
keep
piece
going.
of that one.
Okay, Tom. I think you're gonna. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a really great answer to this. Did you have a really cool car as a young man?
Well,
that you'd like to get back if you could.
I actually had 3.
Okay, go.
I mean, I had when I was drafted into the Army during the Vietnam conflict, but I was sent to Germany as a tank driver. And when I got there, they saw that I had a degree in fine arts, so they made me paint murals in a museum for my entire stay in Frankfurt.
Holy moly. Oh, wow.
So I bought an MG 1600, 1963
Oh my gosh.
red 2-seater MG
I can picture
1600. It. And I got 3-day passes every week. So I'd go skiing down the Alps, in Austria, Kufstein, and, along those places. Oh. And so that was my first favorite car. Then when I landed back in San Francisco, where I had been brutally drafted and inducted into the famous Oakland Induction Center in San Francisco Bay. But anyway, so I got back to San Francisco, and I became an art director for a company called Syntex Corporation, which invented the birth control pill.
Wow.
So I was an art director there. So I bought a 1973 Volvo 1800 ES. It was their sport wagon. And it was one of a kind. I mean, one of a kind style with kind of a teardrop rear window. It was very, very stylish. And then my third one is here in Maine. It's a 1965 Land Rover 88.
Where is that?
It's in the garage about 100 feet from us.
Right back there. Nice.
So I have a penchant for certain kinds of cars.
So what gets you around Maine? Like, do you have a 4-wheel drive something that gets you around in the winter?
I have a Ford Expedition, and I have a Ford Fusion that is my road car, and so that's how I get around Maine. And I'm heading to Florida in about 10 days, so I'd like to drive, stay in Alexandria with friends, and then drive down to Brunswick, Georgia, and then on to Naples, Florida, where my sister, who got me this house, which I get on my knees every day and thank her.
What's her name?
Pat.
Pat, thank you for this house.
Pat Schulte.
Whose view I am enjoying.
Anyway, so.
Okay, so are you a big reader? Do you like? Are you a book fan?
I am a book fan.
Yeah. What would you recommend? I'm just eating.
Well,
you gotta help me.
I'm kind of an old timey guy. Tale of Two Cities is one of my favorites, and I say to people who have never read it, if they're not, I don't care how tough you are, if you're not crying by the end of that, you don't have a heart. So
Oh, that's a good one to try at my house. All right, on to a subject dear to me. Is there, you've heard a lot of music in your life. Is there an album that you come back to again and again, or a couple that, or even just a song that sort of is like a leitmotif or a touchstone for you?
Well, that's sort of funny because my roommate in college was Steve Miller, the Steve Miller Band.
Oh, yeah, you told me that. That's right.
And so, I did 2 of his albums. So I have album covers, 2 album covers of his. I did one in '72, which was an anthology series that had Boz Scaggs. We were fraternity brothers at the University of Wisconsin. So Miller came first, then Boz Scaggs a year later. And so we compiled this in '72 after I got back out of the Army. And so, you know, not John Lennon, Paul McCartney's in this album. A few other pretty well-known people, along with Boz Scaggs and Steve Miller. So Steve Miller's actually been here. He's actually stayed at this house. He would come and do tours down in Old Orchard Beach or something, and he'd pull in with his buses, and he didn't pull in here on North Island. But we found some place where they could play baseball, and 2 big buses, and his, you know, so, yeah, Steve Miller, Fly Like an Eagle, that sort of stuff, so.
My brother's going to love hearing that. We had a Steve Miller album that we listened to a lot.
Yeah, he kind of spans a weird space in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And, you know, when I graduated from the University of Wisconsin and went to California, that was the summer of '67. That was the summer of love. And he was playing at the Avalon Ballroom. He didn't have a name for himself yet. He hadn't yet played at Fillmore West, and that's when he was kind of discovered and got under Capitol Records. Right. But, yeah, I did my 2 years in the Army and came back, and then we re-hooked up again. And we've been friends ever since.
That's great. That's very cool. All right, Tom Lunde. What does Lunde mean again?
Puffin.
Puffin.
In Norwegian, it's the puffin, the bird. Like if you go to Egg Rock, you'll see all kinds of Lundes out there. And there's actually a Lunde hund, which is a dog with 5 toes, or 5.
Has the extra.
Yeah, they have an extra digit. So.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is my favorite question. If a movie was made about your life, what genre would it be? And who would star as you? Who would you like to have star as you?
Oh, my God. I don't know. Let's see. I'm a sailor, painter, photographer, skier.
Would be like an action adventure.
It would be. Let's make it an action adventure. That sounds a little, jazzier. I don't want it to be a quiet, sit at home kind of intellectual novel, even though we could get pretty intellectual if we wanted to.
Yeah. Okay. Who do you think they'd cast as you?
I would hope that they would cast, Cary Grant.
I was going to say Jason Robards and Cary Grant sort of melded together.
There you go.
How's that?
There you go. And who's the guy who was in, who did, Star Wars? What's his name?
Oh, Harrison Ford?
Harrison Ford.
Oh, let's throw a little Harrison Ford.
Yeah, throw some Harrison Ford in there. Or a little, Mel Brooks. How's that?
Oh, that's good. Okay, so Mel Brooks, Harrison Ford, Jason Robards, and Cary Grant.
Yeah, that's kind of my wish list.
That's a pretty good combination. All right,
so it would be an art adventure.
I like that.
I don't know how they
an art adventure. Hey, that would be good. I'd watch that.
A photographer adventure.
Yeah, a photographer art adventure. An artsy-fartsy action adventure. All right, so if someone watches this and says, oh my gosh, I want to come to his studio and see his work, or I want to get in touch with him and, I don't know, connect as a fellow artist or know about your work or buy your work, or how do they reach you? How would you like to have anyone
Let's see, I have a phone. I'm at 5 Breezy Point Lane. If somebody calls ahead of time, they can come by. Got to give me plenty of notice because it's, I do. It's ThomasLundeCreative.com.
ThomasLundeCreative.com.
And it shows a range of photography and projects I've done over the years, and not a lot of my painting because I work with a company called Trinity International Auctions, and we're starting to do doing a big retail space instead of doing punctuated auctions.
Oh, cool.
And they are rather taken with my artwork, and they want me to build up my inventory, and then they say, you get to showcase yourself.
Oh, that's great.
So I do all their auctions. There's a series of 7 or 8 auctions every year. So
wow.
they're out of Avon, Connecticut. So
nice.
And good friends.
Cool. All right, thank you so much, Tom. Thank you for having me in your studio.
Well, thanks for the cookie.
You're welcome. Those cookies, once again, are from When Pigs Fly. My name is Lisa Redfern. If you want to know more about me or my music, you can go to lisaredfern.com. This has been a conversation and a cookie with a creative Mainer. And if you'd like to be on Gingersnap, just, give me a holler on my website. And this has been episode 57. All right, take another look at this painting. It's
studying blacks and light.
It's in process. I love it just the way it is. It's going to get even better. Okay. All right. Thank you. This has been Gingersnap.